Good morning, not Hawaii. Fresno, California. I'm super excited about the next couple of weeks. I'd forgotten actually how awesome the roads are out here. Ooh. I'm actually on a bike path at the moment, probably the best cycle path. You'd be happy, Jesse. You'd be very, very pleased with me. Haven't been on the bike for a week, which is the first time in ages, so we can chat a bit about that. Pretty happy. It's been a good week. A lot to tell you about. Say hello, Bob. Hello. Bob's our host for the week. Bob's also gained about 200 watts since I last saw him. Pretty cool to be back. Thanks for putting up with my little Hawaiian edit there. Hope it wasn't too gimmicky. But we had fun. Moving on to things probably you're slightly more interested in. Cycling. I've got a car back. Looking over your left shoulder for cars. We're staying sort of in Madera County, which is just like 10 miles away from Fresno. We've got some really good climbs right on my doorstep, which we'll talk about later in the week. For those interested, the bike travel, not a problem. So I'm using that Thule round trip, I think it's called. It's a semi-soft case. Same one I used as Tour Down Under. Really impressed with it. Look, it is annoying in the sense you're taking most of the bike apart, but it does seem to be pretty safe and secure, and moving it around wasn't a problem in Hawaii. So today, I'm doing the Millerton Store Loop. So it'll be like a 60-70k ride, 2 and a bit hours. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about just getting back into it. I know, like, for most of you the thought of 1 week off isn't that much, but for me it is. I think the kind of way I'm going to approach this week can be sort of pretty similar to the way someone taking any length of time off might approach it. And again, this is just me, working it out as we go. A little bit uphill here, might talk to you up the top. Okay, so how am I approaching this week? I'm gonna be a bit boring and say, I'm gonna be taking it easy. As far as how I'm gonna ride it, honestly, and this is another big thing I reckon starting back, turn power and all that off. Have a screen on your Garmin or your Wahoo or whatever, just don't put it up. Because whatever is being displayed, you're not gonna like. And even if it is good, it doesn't help you in the long run, so just leave that for when you start training. So nutrition-wise, and this probably isn't kosher to say, morning, but I'm gonna eat much less on the bike this week. I know I was rabbiting on the other week about eating more on the bike. Started to do recently is making sure I eat a lot more on the bike. That's when you're training intensely. This is a cruise, as he says that, runs out of breath, but okay, so to put this in perspective, I'm on holiday with Elizabeth's dad, brother, sister-in-law, sister, we're all Irish. I'll be taking in enough calories in the evening in liquid form. Speaking of liquids, on the bike, I'm going to take heaps of water. You're not going to see me running out of water on this, right? A couple of other possible non-kosher things that I should mention. It's going to hurt. And by that, I mean bits and pieces of you are going to hurt. Your bum, probably your knees, probably your legs. I know it's kind of the, howdy bud, take it easy, don't push it. And that's true, all that stuff's true. Your knees are going to probably be sore. I haven't done this for a while. Your ass, it's going to be sore. You haven't done this for a bit. No, you haven't got a saddle sore that will stop you riding. It's just not riding disease. Please don't send any, hey Chris, I've now got a permanent knee injury because you told me to ride through it messages. But you know what I mean. Non-kosher tip number 3. This is turning into like this really mean-hearted vlog. It's not meant to be. First couple of rides back, maybe first ride back, just ride by yourself. Just don't go on a bunch ride because you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that guy and you don't want to force other people into that position. No harm in just taking the first couple ones by yourself, getting back into it and seeing where you're at. All my meanness is out of the way. How am I doing, do you ask? Well, you know how I mentioned really early on, don't look at your power meter? Turn power and all that off. I did have a quick look, and what is normally zone 2 for me, my heart rate's like almost sub-threshold. That's why you don't look. Doesn't mean anything. I am so pumped to be on the bike, and if any time off means that that's what the result is, it's got to be a good thing. It kind of helps that after my week off I'm in a totally new environment with some awesome riding to do. Oh, there's some big climbs to come, boys and girls. There's some big climbs. We're getting to snow level. We're getting to snow level. I will point out, this is not actually a riding holiday. We are here to catch up with family, so this stuff's going to be squeezed in the mornings. Speaking of which, I've got a car behind me and some kids to hang out with. Definitely didn't want that to come across as negative as it seemed to be in the end. Don't ride with anyone, it's gonna hurt, don't eat anything. And to come at it from, you know, how I'm gonna approach this and be kind of honest about it as wind blows. Oh yeah, right, so okay, now I mentioned also on the negative vlog about getting back into riding to not look at data or anything. I did have a bit of a look. I was really surprised with how high my heart rate was. Like 20 beats higher than normal. Heat, freshness would definitely play a role, I think, here. Congestion-y stuff maybe from the flight. But I am quite surprised by how high that was. So I'll kind of watch this space over this week and see if it settles back down, the climate, or how it kind of plays out. So I'll keep you in the loop with that. The last thing we're going to do today... So the plan, I had it all formulated. The plan, wet. Oh yeah, it's been raining. The plan, I had it all formulated, was going to be that I'd do a little bit of vlogging in the pool, showing how Catherine had really developed the swimming, blah blah blah. We've locked ourselves out of the house. We can't get into the pool. So that's not going to be the end of the vlog today. I don't know what is. This is choreographed. We're going to choreograph the end of today's vlog. Alright, here we go. We got in. Catherine's swimming. We'll see you tomorrow. Cue the big finish. First take.